Hey, welcome to Randy's Road Life. Time for an update on the Cargoboss situation. Before we get into that, please like and subscribe. Share this video on your social media platforms so these companies stop ripping us off. All right. The more drivers who know about this and come to terms with nothing good comes from these companies and they're just going to rip us off, the more the greater the likelihood that this will change. All right. Also, in the description below, I'm going to provide a link to the Facebook post by Big Rig Nations about this particular event. I sent them some documents and some context behind those documents, which clearly shows how this goes with these guys. All right. Now, so I had 2 checks coming that are supposed to be coming to me from Cargoboss, right? One from a full check because I hadn't been paid for the week before, and they're supposedly going to put that on this one. They sent me a statement which it showed that because I had not been paid that week prior. So I was supposed to be paid this week, and then I have one more load that I did down at Graham, Texas, which was a $2,500 load at 30% of that, and I was supposed to be paid on that next week. So I fueled up the truck at about, 102 gallons of fuel, or maybe not even that. I don't think it was even that. And I did head to the truck because they stranded me in Graham, Texas. I was supposed to get a load. They knew I was coming home. I had already had a 2 weeks notice in. My 2 weeks notice at that point had been satisfied. And I just unloaded at a wind farm down there in Graham, Texas. And I could prove that. I have all my documents. I have all of my PODs and stuff, BOLs and I rate cons and all that stuff. So I have all of that. And they said they were going to find me a load, and nothing ever happened. I never got a load. So they knew I was supposed to be going home. But instead of sending me up to Illinois, they sent me to Texas, right? From Phoenix, Arizona. Well, actually, they sent me from Phoenix, Arizona up to Kingsman. Well, actually, very far north of Kingsman, off US 93 up there at a wind farm out in the middle of the desert. And I delivered that in Graham, Texas on time in the morning on my delivery date. Got unloaded. And I told my dispatcher, hey, I'm going to run to the truck stop, park, wait for a load. He said, okay. No load ever came, no communications or anything. And I left. I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm so sick and tired of this. So I fueled up the truck and I drove all the way to Illinois. Now, I only fueled up the truck that one time. Not bobtailing, but just with a light aluminum step deck. I'm getting 9+ miles to the gallon. And I did very well. And it only used up the fuel that I put in the truck. Actually, a little less than that. I was still a tick under half my capacity, and actually there was actually less fuel in the truck when I fueled it up at that point. So anyways, I returned it with a little bit more fuel than it had originally. When I got back, I was able to get my stuff out of the truck, and I got it, and then I went home, and they sent me a statement, and they charged me for the deadhead, $1 a mile for the deadhead. They were charging me for another escrow payment, $250 and stuff and all that. And, so I had contacted Big Rig Nation about that, and the link is in below in their response, which is great. We got to be proactive about this, guys. And then I also contacted this morning, actually, just not so long ago, contacted the accounting department at Cargoboss, and they put a block on depositing my money. And so they said I had to call HR which I tried many times this morning already, and no one will answer the phone, nor will they answer messages. So I've tried both. There's no answering on there. So I let them know what the deal was, the violation of my rights, FMCSA law, all that good stuff. And and I'm sure they know all these things, right? But they just don't care. They assume that, watch your head is crooked. They assume that we're not going to do anything about this, right? And a lot of times that's the case. Drivers leave, and what is the recourse, right? Now, a lot of times drivers believe, and as I did prior to talking to Big Rig Nation, that it would cost more to pay an attorney to sue this company than I would get in return. So it would be a net negative in the return. And a lot of us can't afford that because we get bankrupted by these companies. We get put in so much debt. But it doesn't have to be that way, guys. It doesn't have to be this way. And I know I said I would not go to another Chicago company, but I have been put in so much debt that I had to go to wherever I could go in order to crawl out of debt, because it was really bad of what the company that was leasing the BMAC did to me. Terminal 75 out of Chicago with BMAC, and also what Open Way Trucking did to me, by not paying. They didn't pay me at all. They Open Way kept my last 2 checks and my escrow, and then Terminal 75, at least on the BMAC, they agreed to fix all the stuff with the truck on their dime. That was all the pre-existing stuff. And now they charged me for everything. They charged me for all that and more, and didn't pay me at all. And I didn't get my escrow back from them either. So there was those two. It was pretty bad. I'm also going to link this video to Big Rig Nation on the post that concerns me. So the only way this is going to change is if every driver that has experienced this becomes proactive. We have to speak out, post videos, whatever it is we got to do. We got to link up, network, all that stuff. We need to start filing class action lawsuits. Okay? So if there are any other company drivers or drivers that drove for Cargoboss, Open Way, whatever, first of all, contact Big Rig Nation. Send me an email, comment in this video. I'm going to put my business email, matt633llc at yahoo.com. It's matt633llc at yahoo.com. No, my name is not Matt. It's actually a Bible reference to Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. All right. So people get that mixed up sometimes. Anyways, leave a comment. Hit me up on an email. Contact Big Rig Nation about Open Way, Cargoboss, Terminal 75 through BMAC, and let's see if we can get this ball rolling. Also, I like what Big Rig Nation is doing, so contact them about what you're going through. Send them documents, send them proof, right? You can say things all day long and make accusations, but that is hearsay. That's never going to do well in court, right? You have to prove that your rights were violated, that the laws were violated, right? You have to show documentation, show that paper trail, guys. Prove it, right? Allow people like Big Rig Nation to help you, right? Help yourself, all right? So with that, hey guys, make sure you share this on your social media platforms, because what we do here is we dispense good information that allows all of us to make good decisions that bring about positive outcomes in our lives. So with that, deuces.